1635. The Dutch Republic is the richest nation on earth. Its ships rule every ocean. Its merchants control the global spice trade. Amsterdam, the financial capital of the world, but the most valuable commodity in Holland isn't spices. It isn't ships. It isn't land. It's a flower, a single bulb. And in 2 years, one of those bulbs will sell for more than a house on Amsterdam's most expensive canal. This is the story of the first financial bubble in history, and why every bubble since has followed the exact same script. The tulip was new. It arrived from the Ottoman Empire just decades earlier, and the Dutch fell in love with it like no other nation. But these weren't ordinary flowers. The most prized had streaks of color slicing through their petals. Flames of red and white, no two alike. Collectors paid fortunes for them. What no one knew was that those patterns came from a virus. The flower was sick. The most valuable tulips in Holland were diseased plants. And because the virus couldn't be controlled, the patterns couldn't be reproduced. The rarest tulips were essentially accidents, and that made them priceless. 1636, tulip trading exploded. What started as a hobby for wealthy collectors became a national obsession. Taverns turned into trading floors, craftsmen quit their workshops, farmers abandoned their fields, chimney sweeps gave up their roots, all to deal in flowers. And they weren't just trading bulbs, they were trading contracts for bulbs still buried in the ground, futures on flowers that wouldn't bloom for months. The Dutch had a name for it: wind handle. Trading the wind. A single bulb could change hands 10 times before it ever left the soil. By winter, half the country was speculating on flowers. Then the prices went insane. A single bulb of the Semper Augustus, the most coveted tulip in the world, sold for 10,000 guilders. To put that in perspective, a skilled craftsman earned 300 guilders a year. A nice house on an Amsterdam canal cost 5,000. So one flower bulb was worth 2 houses, or 33 years of a working man's wages. For a flower, and people paid it. They mortgaged their homes, sold their tools, liquidated everything they owned. Because everyone knew prices were only going up, until one Tuesday in February 1637, they didn't. February 3rd, 1637, a routine tulip auction in Haarlem. The auctioneer presents a lot. He asks for bids. Silence, he lowers the price. Silence, he lowers it again. Nothing. For the first time in over a year, the buyers had vanished. Within days, the panic spread. Everyone tried to sell at once. There were no buyers, anywhere. Prices collapsed by 99% in a matter of weeks. Fortunes built over months evaporated overnight. Men who were wealthy on Tuesday were bankrupt by Friday. Contracts were unenforceable. Bulbs sat rotting in warehouses. The wind trade was over, and nothing was ever the same. The Dutch survived. Amsterdam stayed a financial powerhouse for another century. But the pattern they invented would repeat across history with terrifying precision. The South Sea Bubble, 1720, Railway Mania, 1840s, the Wall Street Crash, 1929, the dot-com bust, 2000, the housing crash, 2008, crypto, pick your year. The asset changes, the technology changes, the decade changes, but the human behavior never does. Greed builds the tower, brick by brick. Fear collapses it overnight, and somewhere in between, smart, rational people convince themselves of 4 dangerous words. This time is different. Tulip Mania wasn't just the first bubble, it was a mirror. One that showed us exactly who we are when easy money clouds our judgment. 4 centuries later, we still haven't learned to look away. We just call the flowers something different. If this story made you think, subscribe. We're just getting started. Next week, the 2 Texas oil billionaires who tried to buy every last ounce of silver on Earth. They almost succeeded. Then the markets fought back. The Hunt brothers.